Okay, good morning everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm from Germany. You saw the map. Marie showed you the map this morning where you saw Denmark on top, and just beneath it and in the south of Denmark is Germany. That's where I come from, in the middle of Europe. And just in the middle of Europe, in the middle of Germany, there is my hometown. This is Würzburg. We have a population of about 130,000 and a big university with about 30,000 students. This is my library. This is the main library of the public library Würzburg. And you see it's a beautiful building, but it has no glass walls. So Neil talked about that. That's also a disadvantage, not to. Beautiful building can also be a disadvantage. This is a few statistics. We have a collection of 220,000 items of media, including digital media, of course, a circulation per year of more than 1.1 million loans. We have a lot of visitors in this library building you just saw. We have more than 2,000 people visiting the library per day. And we have a lot of events for the size of our library. Last year we had 775 events and activities, almost half of that for children and young people. There are 4 small branch libraries that are only open on 3 afternoons per week. And I have a staff, now we come to the point of the presentation. I have a team of 40 people, 40 employees. And these are our principles, which we put up together. It's not my own thing as a manager, but we put these principles up together. We want to belong to the best public libraries, at least in Germany. We want to offer outstanding services. We want to work very customer-orientedly, efficiently, professionally. We want to be first movers concerning innovations for the library section. And most important for the presentation today, we want to act as a team, and we want to be a learning organization. I want my team to act like, you see them here, like buddies. I want them to help each other and support each other in our daily lives, because our common goal is to have happy and satisfied customers coming in and leaving the library every day. And I think that it's important to have happy and joyful employees. Without that, it's not possible to act for happy patrons. That is why I apply methods of knowledge management. You just heard, thank you Pilar, that I'm in the field of knowledge management, have been working, but that would be another subject to talk about. But today I want to talk to you about a change management project that we had that I called the Library in the Digital World. The whole thing started in 2012. We then were totally sure of our self-concept as a modern and reliable institutions. We knew that we had high-quality services, and there were no doubts about our competences, the competences we needed to maintain these services. But then we realized that that if we want to keep being a modern library, we would have to develop and change, just like the society around us was changing. And we would also have to change our services and our libraries, because our customers were confronted with these modern technologies, smartphones, apps, e-readers, social networks that were becoming to be part of their daily lives. And as we thought of ourselves as media experts, that demands that we were able to consult our customers and train the customers to use these in digital literacy and media competences to really help them to use all these new technologies. Now, that is the problem. This is my team, part of my team. Before we could train the customers and consult the customers, the first step was to gain these competences ourselves. We needed to get familiar with the digital world and the new technologies. We needed the expertise and to integrate these technologies into our library daily life and services. And very important, I think, we needed to accept that cultural change and accept that this wouldn't go away anymore. Because in the beginning we were talking very much about, do we really have to go, or aren't the old times coming back? In my library, I have a team of 40 employees. You see a few of them here. The range of their levels of knowledge lay between digital natives, the younger ones, of course, are digital natives, and those who don't have a personal computer at home. They were only able to use what they used just inside the library. The second challenge was that even before adopting the digital world, we had reached the limit of our time resources and personal resources. And now my goal was to get all staff members into the digital world and have them all participate in our future activities, digital and social media activities, each in relation to his and her abilities. I did not want to just train a few of them, only a small team, but I wanted all of them not to be left behind. So we started a journey into the unknown, and everyone had to leave the solid ground. You see here the training program that we set up. This was a program for German libraries. We were the first library in Bavaria who took it for the whole team. It lasts over 1 year. The first 5 sessions are in every month. We had 1 session, and then there was half a year in between, and then there was a last consulting and feedback session half a year later. The reactions to the first sessions, they were only dealing with the new technology and the new culture, and then what we could do for the team cooperation. The reactions were very unemotional. People said, oh yeah, that is interesting, it's an interesting thing to learn, and yes, we implemented some good ideas of it. We implemented, after the second session, an internal blog for internal communication, Google Reader, Google Calendar, these things. And then with the session 3, that was about social media management for external communication, the whole adventure began, and it was for all of us like a roller coaster ride with emotional ups and downs that followed each other. Some of my team members really had a lot of fun and said, finally we can go and start and go into enter this new world, but other team members really were afraid, weren't amused at all, and said, we are going totally into the wrong direction. We don't want to go. So here you see a few of the reactions. Mainly after this session 3, there popped up a variety of different emotions. You see it here. We had a lot of hard and emotional discussions, mainly about our self-concept and our goals. There were questions like, is a patron only a patron if he enters the library building, or can a patron also just be in the digital world, communicating with us on Facebook? Can that be a patron or a customer? Or like, do we have to participate in this? Are Google and Amazon really our benchmarks, or aren't they the evil side of the force, the dark side of the force? These discussions cost really a lot of effort, I can tell you. But finally, I think that was necessary to break the shell of habits of the team, and this was the essential thing that made change possible in the end.
2 minutes.
I told them that we have to go, that yes, this is the direction, and no, there is no way back, and we all go together now. We have to go and leave these shores, go into the unknown, and then after a while we will reach the other side of the sea. And the most important thing is that we stay together now and go all together and keep going. We had some problems. One of the biggest challenges still is to find time for these additional activities. We tried the second is still the balance of the different levels of competence. We tried different things of rearranging tasks and so on, restructuring the processes. We did not really succeed in giving up services. You see the little bomb over there. That's still something that we struggle with. A lot of communication was required from me as the management or as the director, to say it again and again and stick to the vision and say that we will go there and that it will be the right thing to go. So finally everyone reached the shore. Here you have a few more reactions after the last workshop. You see that there are still critical voices, but finally all the team bought in and said, okay, yes, it was good finally after 1 year. Now today they see that it was very, very good and important to start this process this early. These are the platforms we are on now. I have a very active group, the so-called community managers, that are very actively fostering the digital community, mainly on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are the main platforms we are on today. We are also offering new trainings for teens, teachers, elderlies, for everyone about Facebook, Skype, e-readers, tablets, and so on and so on. So finally, some of them are still walking very slowly and carefully, and others really use this for a touch and go, and they have new responsibilities. They have a lot of new fun with their new task in their working day. I want to give you one example of an employee of mine. This is our music librarian, Mr. Ulrich. He said 2 years ago he really detested Facebook, and today he's one of our most active members of the community managers, and he Twitters, Facebooks, Instagrams, even on weekends now and on holidays for the library, and he's now a locally, nationally, and even internationally known and asked expert in the social media matters, as you can see here. So this is what I wanted to reach at the end. It also has an impact on the image of our library, as this being among the first movers. And this is my last slide. I want to give you another thing I want to say about what librarians need next to skills, to these digital skills or whatever skills you need, I think is courage and joy. These are the most important things. Courage to change, we just heard about that, change our roles, our attitudes, our habits, and our houses. The courage to again and again try something new that could fail, the courage to fail and try again. The joy to share knowledge with the customers and develop services together with them, not only for them, but together with them. And the joy to work and learn and perform together as a team. That is the most important thing, I think. To keep the staff involved, engaged, healthy, and happy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anja.